Yay, what were you saying? Sorry,
I was doing a mic test.
Okay, you sound
better.
perfect.
1 or 2?
Can you do it again? 1 or 2?
1 or 2?
I think 1. Because 2
They sound the
broke
same
at
to
the
me.
end. Well, 2 broke toward the end. So I think
I will
1.
take
It sounds like we're getting our eyeglasses.
Yeah.
About the same.
Yes.
I have one knob to twist. I'm doing what I can.
All right. So, yeah. Try distancing just an inch if you're able to from your mics, from your headset. Just a little inch. It might help. Okay. So, hello everybody. Welcome. You did not just see us doing some last minute sound checks, but yes, we are very concerned about the quality of our work just because we're not professional.
Yes, we are professionals. We definitely do this for a living and stuff.
Yeah, we do our best, okay? We love what we do and we take great pride in it. So yes, you saw a little bit of that. But thank you for your patience. So we have the gang here on a beautiful, beautiful Friday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are, or Saturday morning for Akihana, who's already having breakfast, I imagine, at this hour. Or maybe not. What time is it for Akihana? I forget. But, no, I think Akihana right now is in Schlaftrum's embrace. All right, so everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to continue reading the Count of Monte Cristo today. The gang and I are here, ready and excited to get to this next chapter. But before we do so, I want to make sure I say hello to early gang. First, we had Akihana, who says, "Hi, Magpie Mischief. Hello." Says, "We'll look forward to watching the replay." Okay, I hope you enjoy it. We also had Crusher, who says, early comment, yes. I hope you can join us, maybe if you get a little bit of a lunchtime, break, maybe you can hop aboard and hang out a little bit. But if not, I hope you enjoy the replay. Little Butterfly is also with us here. Hello, Butterfly, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing fine.
Excellent, happy that you're with us. We also have Red Tempest, who says, "What's this? 2 minutes late." I know, but this time, you guys, it's not my fault. It was all Yukihime. I told you, Yukihime, someone has to be the fall guy, and it's gonna be you.
It's all right. It was important.
Well, you know what? I do appreciate you guys' efforts in indoctrinating me, or at least teaching me about things in culture that I don't understand. So thank you about Phineas
and then shaming you for not knowing about it.
Phineas and Forbes?
Ferb.
You heard me.
Ferb. Yes.
Not Forbes.
And Platypus.
Yeah. And apparently I wasn't here even though I was speaking, so yeah.
Oh! Butterfly, forgive me.
Yeah.
There is no forgiveness.
Well, all that to say, I had to wrangle all of these children, or as somebody has said, these herd cats. I had to put them in order, and so we're 2 minutes late. But thank you for your patience, and thank you so much for reminding the chat, Red Tempest. Says, "Just came to say hi and drop off, and also to put us all on blast." Good, nice. Yay, says, "My mic cannot be trusted." We are hoping for your mic to behave this time around. That way we don't get distortion on your end, because you're going to be gracing us with Villafort, Southern Villafort. If I recall correctly, you're going to take on that role, Yay?
That is correct.
Yes, awesome. Okay.
The return of Southern Baptist Hartmut.
Yeah, it's so nostalgic. Also, we
except more evil this time.
Yeah, this is legit evil. Okay, well, we shouldn't spoil you guys. Let's hold off on that for now. Teal greets us. By the way, Teal, I'm glad you joined us. I was afraid you weren't gonna be able to join us today. How are
Me
you?
too. I'm good.
Thank you for hopping aboard, and I'm glad I kept a roll. I was like, I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna read it, but then I always take a roll with a mind like if somebody hops in late and they want to read, like I can just easily give it away. So glad that worked out. Let's see. Yukihime is also here. Says, "Hey, today's lateness is my fault." Yes, it is. Thank you for. Oh, and also, you're number 1 right now. You're ranked number 1, Yukihime. Yoo-hoo! You're a top.
What does it mean?
Basically, people who engage the most. So right now, as of this moment, we have Yukihime's ranking number 1 with 75 XP. Red Tempest is ranking number 2 with 75 XP. I wonder why, And then we have Yay at number 3 with 70. Wait, they all have XP. What the heck does this XP mean if they're all good? Oh, never mind.
So it's an arbitrary system devised by YouTube to encourage engagement. And engagement is how YouTubers who are at a certain level and have received monetization, that means that they get more money.
Sweet. So wait, who gets more money? Because this channel's not monetized.
As I said, if you're monetized, then you get more money. But if you're not monetized, well,
I got zero money.
That's your problem.
Please subscribe, like, and comment and share. Hey, but we're slowly but surely climbing up. You guys know, I've never been one to be like, oh my gosh, I need to get to 1,000 subscribers, or to urge people to subscribe and comment, which is why Patrick sometimes gives me hell for it. He's like, I don't know how to shield the channel. Okay, here's me. You guys, we're at 290 subscribers right now. Help us get to 300 by the end of the year.
I'm hoping you get to 1,000 because that's apparently where you start monetization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. So just help me by sharing this and talking about it. All right. So let's see. Teal wasn't around beforehand to keep us on track. I know. Yeah, we needed you. Also, Yay says, a group of magpies are called a mischief for a reason. Exactly, yes. It could have been charm. It also could be a charm of magpies. But I was like, do I call them hello charm? Or what do they fit more? Like a charm of magpies? Beautiful, graceful, lovely,
mischief works.
Artistic. I think mischief works better for our...
Wait, did you just call us autistic?
What? No. Mischief works.
I want to steal
better.
all the shinies.
Steal the shiny things. All right.
I find it more hilarious that she called us autistic.
I did not call anybody autistic. You're listening. Get your ears checked. No.
You said artistic.
Artistic.
That sounds like a South Park joke.
Anyway.
Also, you're ignoring Red, who is taking my side.
I'm not ignoring Red, but I am very cautious because he just typed in chaos should be rewarded, and I don't know, man. I don't want to.
Yes. Reward the chaos.
Red, take care. Hope you have a wonderful week and weekend. By the way, Red, are we still watching Dune? Because I'm counting on you to do the Dune.
Do it.
Okay. After this, we're supposed to have a Dune watch party, and Red is supposed to host it because I don't have Dune. And if I don't have Dune, we can't do the watch party. So yeah.
I might be able to.
All right. Okay.
We can tackle that once we finish the read.
Sure. I'm just calling out Red. Okay. You guys, enough nonsense. Let's get to reading. So we're going to be reading chapter 7 today. Thank you all for joining. Today we are having the following... Oh, a little bit of a TLDR of what happened in the last read-along. Chapter 6, there was another engagement party, very, very different from Edmond and Mercedes's. Anybody want to?
It was more highbrow.
Oh yes, full of pretentious ninnies. And anything remarkable that we should talk about, that we should note before going into it? Who's getting engaged?
Villefort and Renee.
Oh, yes, Villefort. He is the magistrate, and there's something about Villefort or Villefort. He's a royal. He's a royalist, right? I think that's what it is. And
Well, I guess, yeah, but I was thinking more, king's attorney, and
yeah.
since a certain someone got arrested, he's kind of important this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the king's attorney yet. He works for the king's attorney.
Yet.
Fair
Ooh,
enough.
dropping the spoilers.
Dropping the spoilers on a century-old book.
Hey, I only watched 2 movies. There could be something more that I'm missing here. No worries, Steel. We did watch the 2 movies, so something's gonna happen. But this guy, yes, he has a cushy job serving the current administration or king or whatever, and so he is supposed to he's supposed to be loyal, but especially so because his dad is a Bonapartist sympathizer, and he was actually like really strong supporter. So he's like, yeah, I am trying to distance myself from my father's heinous and shameful beliefs, and so his mother-in-law, who is another, very unlikable lady, she tells him like, you better be extra harsh against these
Stringent.
Yes, stringent or whatever, because you cannot be seen as a sympathizer, so be extra stringent on them. And meanwhile,
remember, you have that black mark on your family name.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, what does his betrothed say to all this? Does she agree with Mama?
Show some lenience, please.
Exactly. So Renee, this happens to be a very, very sensible or sensitive. Well, both maybe. Actually, no, she does happen to be sensible too. We discussed.
She can be 2 things at once.
It can be 2 things at once. I said sensible and sensitive. Well, whatever. We discussed her character and our first impressions on her in the last read. So if you want to listen to that, go ahead and listen to us kind of pick at her a little bit. But okay, so we're picking up from that. He receives a letter in the middle of his engagement party that says, we just picked up some guy who he has a letter directly from Bonaparte, and so, or he's been accused of that or whatever. So they basically told him, we got
he's
this
a traitor, off with his
Edmond,
head,
traitor. He has to like be executed or whatever. So we're gonna see what happens. Okay, everybody ready? Today reading are the following folks. The narrator shall be me, of course. Gerard de Villefort is Ye 82 with his southern charm. The commissary shall be Yukihime. Monsieur Pierre Morel will be Teal, and Edmond Dantès will be Patrick. And of course, highlights are brought to you by none other than the incomparable Teal. Thank you, Teal. Let's get this started. Chapter 7. The Examination. No sooner had Villefort left the salon than he assumed the grave air of a man who holds the balance of life and death in his hands. Now, in spite of the nobility of his countenance, the command of which, like a finished actor, he had carefully studied before the glass, it was by no means easy for him to assume an air of judicial severity. except the recollection of the line of politics his father had adopted and which might interfere, unless he acted with the greatest prudence, with his own career, Gerard de Villefort was as happy as a man could be. Already rich, he held a high official situation, though only 27. He was about to marry a young and charming woman whom he loved, not passionately, but reasonably, as became a deputy attorney of the king. And besides her personal attractions, which were very great, Mademoiselle de Saint-Méran's family possessed considerable political influence, which they would, of course, exert in his favor. The dowry of his wife amounted to 50,000 crowns, and he had, besides, the prospect of seeing her fortune increase to 500,000 at her father's death. These considerations naturally gave Villefort a feeling of such complete felicity that his mind was fairly dazzled in its contemplation. At the door he met the commissary of police, who was waiting for him. The sight of this officer recalled Villefort from the third heaven to earth. He composed his face, as we have before described, and said,
I have read the letter, sir, and you have acted rightly in arresting this man. Now, inform me what you have discovered concerning him and the conspiracy.
We know nothing as yet of the conspiracy, monsieur. All the papers found have been sealed up and placed on your desk. The prisoner himself is named Edmond Dantès, mate on board the three-master the Pharaon, trading in cotton with Alexandre and Simran, and belonging to Morel and Son of Marseille.
Before he entered the merchant service, had he ever served in the marine?
Oh, no, monsieur, he's very young.
How old?
19 or 20 at the most. Okay.
Magpie, that's you.
Magpie.
Magpie.
We've lost the magpie! Oh no!
Oh, okay. At this moment, and as Villefort had arrived at the corner of the Rue des Conseils, a man who seemed to have been waiting for him approached. It was Monsieur Morel. "Ah, Monsieur de Villefort," cried he, "I am delighted to see you. Some of your people have committed the strangest mistake. They have just arrested Edmond Dantès, mate of my vessel."
I know it, monsieur. And I am now going to examine him.
"Oh," said Morel, carried away by his friendship, "you do not know him, and I do. He is the most estimable, the most trustworthy creature in the world, and I will venture to say, there is not a better seaman in all the merchant service. Oh, Monsieur de Villefort, I beseech your indulgence for him." Villefort, as we have seen, belonged to the aristocratic party at Marseille, Morel to the plebeian. The first was a royalist, the other suspected of Bonapartism. Villefort looked disdainfully at Morel and replied coldly,
You are aware, monsieur, that a man may be estimable and trustworthy in private life, and the best seaman in the merchant service, and yet be, politically speaking, a great criminal. Is it not true?
The magistrate laid emphasis on these words, as if he wished to apply them to the owner himself, while his eyes seemed to plunge into the heart of one who, interceding for another, had himself need of indulgence. Morel reddened, for his own conscience was not quite clear on politics. Besides, what Dantès had told him of his interview with the Grand Marshal, and what the Emperor had said to him, embarrassed him. He replied, however, in a tone of deep interest, "I entreat you, Monsieur de Villefort, be, as you always are, kind and equitable, and give him back to us soon." This "give us" sounded revolutionary in the deputy's ears.
Is Dantès then a member of some carbonari society that his protector thus employs the collective form? He was, if I recollect, rested in a tavern in the company of a great many others. Monsieur, you may rest assured that I shall perform my duty impartially, and if he be innocent, you shall not have appealed to me in vain. Should he, however, be guilty, in this present epoch, impunity would be furnished a dangerous example, and I must do my duty.
As he had now arrived at the door of his own house, which adjoined the Palais de Justice, he entered, after having coldly saluted the shipowner, who stood as if petrified on the spot where Villefort had left him. The antechamber was full of police agents and gendarmes, in the midst of whom, carefully watched, but calm and smiling, stood the prisoner. Villefort traversed the antechamber, cast a side glance at Dantès, and taking a packet which a gendarme offered him, disappeared, saying,
Bring in the prisoner.
Rapid as had been Villefort's glance, it had served to give him the idea of a man who he was about to interrogate. He had recognized intelligence in the high forehead, courage in the dark eye and bent brow, and frankness in the thick lips that showed a set of pearly teeth. Villefort's first impression was favorable, but he had been so often warned to mistrust first impulses that he applied the maxim to the impression, forgetting the difference between the two words. He stifled therefore the feelings of compassion that were rising, composed his features, and sat down, grim and sombre, at his desk. An instant after Dantès entered. He was pale, but calm and collected, and saluting his judge with easy politeness, looked round for a seat, as if he had been in Monsieur Morel's salon. It was then that he encountered for the first time Villefort's look, that look peculiar to the magistrate who, while seeming to read the thoughts of others, betrays nothing of his own.
Who and what are you?
Demanded Villefort, turning over a pile of papers containing information relative to the prisoner that a police agent had given to him on his entry, and that, already in an hour's time, had swelled to voluminous proportions, thanks to the corrupt espionage of which the accused is always made the victim.
My name is Edmond Dantès,
replied the young man calmly.
I am mate of the Pharaon, belonging to Messrs. Morel and Son.
Your age?
Continued Villefort.
19.
Returned Dantès.
What were you doing at the moment you were arrested?
I was at the festival of my marriage, monsieur.
Said the young man, his voice slightly tremulous. So great was the contrast between that happy moment and the painful ceremony he was now undergoing. So great was the contrast between the sombre aspect of Monsieur Villefort and the radiant face of Mercédès.
You were at the festival of your marriage,
said the deputy, shuddering in spite of himself.
Yes, monsieur. I am on the point of marrying a young girl I have been attached to for 3 years.
Villefort, impassive as he was struck with this coincidence, and the tremulous voice of Dantès, surprised in the midst of his happiness, struck a sympathetic chord in his own bosom. He also was on the point of being married, and he was summoned from his own happiness to destroy that of another.
This philosophic reflection,
thought he,
will make a great sensation at Marquis de Saint-Méran's.
and he arranged mentally, while Dantès awaited further questions, the antithesis by which orators often create a reputation for eloquence. When this speech was arranged, Villefort turned to Dantès.
Go on, sir,
said he.
What would you have me say?
Give all the information in your power.
Tell me on which point you desire information, and I will tell all I know, only.
He added with a smile.
I warn you, I know very little.
Have you served under the usurper?
I was about to be mustered into the Royal Marines when he fell.
It is reported your political opinions are extreme,
Said Villefort, who had never heard anything of the kind, but was not sorry to make this inquiry as if it were an accusation.
My political opinions? Alas, sir, I never had any opinions. I am hardly 19. I know nothing. I have no part to play. If I obtain the situation I desire, I shall owe it to Monsieur Morel. Thus, all my opinions, I will not say public, but private, are confined to these three sentiments. I love my father, I respect Monsieur Morel, and I adore Mercedes. This, sir, is all I can tell you, and you see how uninteresting it is.
As Dantès spoke, Villefort gazed at his ingenuous and open countenance, and recollected the words of Renée, who, without knowing who the culprit was, had besought his indulgence for him. With the deputy's knowledge of crime and criminals, every word the young man uttered convinced him more and more of his innocence. The lad, for he was scarcely a man, simple, natural, eloquent, with that eloquence of the heart never found when sought for, full of affection for everybody because he was happy, and because happiness renders even the wicked good, extended his affection even to his judge, spite of Villefort's severe look and stern accent. Dantès seemed full of kindness.
Pardieu,
Said Villefort.
he is a noble fellow. I hope I shall gain Renée's favor easily by obeying the first command she ever imposed on me. I shall have at least a pressure of the hand in public, and a sweet kiss in private.
Full of this idea, Villefort's face became so joyous that when he turned to Dantès, the latter, who had watched the change on his physiognomy, was smiling also.
Sir, have you any enemies, at least, that you know?
I have enemies? My position is not sufficiently elevated for that. As for my disposition, that is perhaps somewhat too hasty, but I have striven to repress it. I have had 10 or 12 sailors under me, and if you question them, they will tell you that they love and respect me. Not as a father, for I am too young, but as an elder brother.
But you may have excited jealousy. You are about to become a captain at 19, an elevated post. You are about to marry a pretty girl who loves you. And these two pieces of good fortune may have excited the envy of someone.
You are right. You know men better than I do. And what you say may possibly be the case, I confess. But if such persons are among my acquaintances, I prefer not to know it. Because then I should be forced to hate them.
You are wrong. You should always strive to see clearly around you. You seem a worthy young man. I will depart from the strict line of duty to aid you in discovering the author of this accusation. Here is the paper. Do you know the writing?
As he spoke, Villefort drew the letter from his pocket and presented it to Dantès. Dantès read it. A cloud passed over his brow as he said,
No, monsieur. I do not know this writing. And yet it is tolerably plain. Whoever did it writes well. I'm very fortunate.
added he, looking gratefully at Villefort.
To be examined by such a man as you, for this envious person is a real enemy.
And by the rapid glance that the young man's eyes shot forth, Villefort saw how much energy how much energy lay hid beneath his mildness.
Now, answer me frankly, not as a prisoner to a judge, but as one man to another who takes an interest in him. What truth is there in this accusation contained in this anonymous letter?
And Villefort threw disdainfully on his desk the letter Dantès had just given back to him.
None at all. I will tell you the real facts. I swear by my honor as a sailor, by my love of Mercedes, by the life of my father.
Speak, monsieur.
Said Villefort, and
If
then
Renee-
internally,
If Renee could see me, I hope she would be satisfied, and would no longer call me a decapitator.
Well, when we quitted Naples, Captain Leclerc was attacked with a brain fever. As we had no doctor on board, he was so anxious to arrive at Elba that he would not touch at any other port. His disorder rose to such a height that at the end of the third day, feeling he was dying, he called me to him. "My dear Dantès," he said, "swear to perform what I am going to tell you, for it is a matter of the deepest importance." "I swear, Captain," replied I. "Well, as after my death the command devolves on you as a mate, assume the command and bear up for the island of Elba. Disembark at Porto Ferrajo. Ask for the Grand Marshal and give him this letter. Perhaps they will give you another letter and charge you with a commission. You will accomplish what I was to have done, and derive all honor and profit from it. I will do it, Captain, but perhaps I shall not be admitted to the Grand Marshal's presence as easily as you expect. Here is the ring that will obtain audience of him and remove every difficulty," said the captain. At these words, he gave me the ring. It was time 2 hours after he was delirious. The next day, he died.
And what did you do then?
What I ought to have done, and what everyone would have done in my place. Everywhere the last requests of a man Everywhere the last requests of a man are sacred. But with a sailor, the last requests of his superior are commands. I sailed for the island of Elba, where I arrived the next day. I ordered everybody to remain on board and went on shore alone. As I expected, I found some difficulty in obtaining access to the Grand Marshal, but I sent the ring I had received from the captain to him, and was instantly admitted. He questioned me concerning Captain Leclerc's death, and as the latter told me, he gave me a letter to carry on to a person in Paris. I undertook it because it was what my captain had bade me to do. I landed here, regulated the affairs of the vessel, and hastened to visit my affianced bride, whom I found more lovely than ever. Thanks to Monsieur Morel, all the forms were got over. In a word, I was, as I told you, at my marriage feast. And I should have been married in an hour and more. I intended to start for Paris. Had I not been arrested on this charge, which you as well as I now see to be unjust.
Ah, this seems to be the truth. If you have been culpable, it was imprudence, and this imprudence was in obedience to the orders of your captain. Give up this letter you have brought from Elba, and pass your Word, you will appear should you be required, and go and rejoin your friends.
I am free then, sir?
cried Dantès joyfully.
Yes, but first give me this letter.
You have it already, for it was taken from me with some others which I see in that packet.
Stop a moment.
Said the deputy as Dantès took his hat and gloves.
To whom is it addressed?
To Monsieur Nortier, Rue Coqueron, Paris.
Had a thunderbolt fallen into the room, Villefort could not have been more stupefied. He sank into his seat, and hastily turning over the packet, drew forth the fatal letter, at which he glanced with an expression of terror.
Monsieur Nortier, Rue Coqueron, number 13.
Murmured he, growing still paler.
Yes. Do you know him?
No. A faithful servant of the king does not know conspirators.
It is a conspiracy, then.
Asked Dantès, who, after believing himself free, now began to feel a tenfold alarm.
I have, however, already told you, sir, I was entirely ignorant of the contents of the letter.
Yes, but you knew the name of the person to whom it was addressed.
Said Villefort.
I was forced to read the address to know to whom to give it.
Have you shown this letter to anyone?
Asked Villefort, becoming still more pale.
To no one, on my honor.
Everybody is ignorant that you are the bearer of this letter from the island of Elba, addressed to Monsieur Nautier?
Everybody except the person who gave it to me.
And that was too much. Far too much.
Villefort's brow darkened more and more, and his white lips and clenched teeth filled Dantès with apprehension. After reading the letter, Villefort covered his face with his hands.
Oh,
Said Dantès timidly.
what's the matter?
Villefort made no answer, but raised his head at the expiration of a few seconds, and again perused the letter.
And you say that you are ignorant of the contents of this letter?
I give you my word of honor, sir. But what is the matter? You are ill. Shall I ring for assistance? Shall I call?
No.
Said Villefort, rising hastily.
Stay where you are. It is for me to give orders here, and not you.
Monsieur,
Replied Dantès proudly.
it was only to summon assistance for you. I want none. It was... Wait.
I think this is supposed to be mine. I want none. It was a temporary indisposition. Attend to yourself. Answer me.
Dantès waited, expecting a question, but in vain. Villefort fell back on his chair, passed his hand over his brow, moist with perspiration, and for the third time read the letter.
Oh, if he knows the contents of this, and that Nautier is the father of Villefort, I am lost.
And he fixed his eyes upon Edmond as if he would have penetrated his thoughts.
Oh, it is impossible to doubt it,
Cried he suddenly.
In heaven's name!
Cried the unhappy young man.
If you doubt me, question me. I will answer you.
Villefort made a violent effort, and in a tone he strove to render firm.
Sir, I am no longer able, as I had hoped, to restore you immediately to liberty. Before doing so, I must consult the trial justice. What my own feeling is, you already know.
Oh, monsieur, you have been rather a friend than a judge.
Well, I must detain you some time longer, but I will strive to make it as short as possible. The principal charge against you is this letter, and you see...
Villefort approached the fire, cast it in, and waited until it was entirely consumed.
You see, I destroy it.
Oh, you are goodness itself.
Listen. You can now have confidence in me after what I have done.
Oh, command, and I will obey.
Listen, this is not a command, but advice I give you.
Speak, and I will follow your advice.
I shall detain you until this evening in the Palais de Justice. Should anyone else interrogate you, say to him what you have said to me, but do not breathe a word of this letter.
I promise.
It was Villefort who seemed to entreat, and the prisoner who reassured him.
You see,
Continued he, glancing toward the grate, where fragments of burnt paper fluttered in the flames.
the letter is destroyed. You and I alone know of its existence. Should you, therefore, be questioned, deny all knowledge of it. Deny it boldly, and you are saved.
Be satisfied, I will deny it.
It was the only letter you had?
It was.
Swear it.
I swear it.
Villefort rang. A police agent entered. Villefort whispered some words in his ear, to which the officer replied by a motion of his head.
Follow him,
said Villefort to Dantès. Dantès saluted Villefort and retired. Hardly had the door closed when Villefort threw himself, half fainting, into a chair.
Alas, alas! If the procureur himself had been at Marseilles, I should have been ruined. This accursed letter would have destroyed all my hopes. Oh, my father, must your past career always interfere with my successes?
Suddenly a light passed over his face. A smile played around his set mouth, and his haggard eyes were fixed in thought.
This will do. And from this letter, which might have ruined me, I will make my fortune. Now to the work I have at hand.
And, after having assured himself that the prisoner was gone, the deputy procureur hastened to the house of his betrothed. End of chapter.
Yay!
So many red flags, so many warning bells. Oh my goodness. Dantès.
Oh, Edmond, you naive fool.
You poor, poor thing.
You poor unfortunate soul.
Yeah, I could not have put it any better. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So what
we're
makes
seeing the red flags,
Right.
but he's definitely not able, because how would he know that that specific letter would be related to someone that he was speaking to right now, that he's never met? It's so much on the background that he doesn't have any way of knowing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
think if the
Go ahead, Teal.
senior attorney had been in, the senior king's attorney, he wouldn't have had this relation to Noirtier and
Ooh.
might have made a different decision.
Yeah. Dang, that would have been like the end for what's his face, Villefort.
I would have been ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Edmond to me seemed like a golden retriever, so eager to please, even if it's at his own detriment.
Well, he doesn't know it's at his own detriment, and that's the sad thing. Like that's the saddest thing. Like like freedom is almost right there. Like we're like, yeah, our guy is good to go soon. And just the one thing, one question, that is what made the difference. And you're like, no. But yeah, Edmond is such a nice fellow. Like even like Villefort, like immediately was like, he like his instinct told him like this guy's good. But of course he had to no, wait a second, I have to act impartially. And but even like his first reaction to seeing him was like, this guy's not a bad guy. Like I've dealt with criminals and whatnot. So yeah, and the fact that he tried to play it off as I'm your friend. That's what makes it so heartbreaking too.
Yeah.
Remember, all cops are bastards.
Well,
The golden retriever versus the cat.
Yukihime?
I like the reply a replic at some point that was basically, a man can be an excellent man in the community, an excellent mate on a ship, but he can still be a criminal in politics. Like, it was very interesting to be like, he can be the best man in everything that he does, but if he's not good with politics, then he's a criminal. And yes, that's all his crime.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
It has been said that a prosecutor can convict a grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh no. Or grilled sandwich.
So
To be fair, the grilled cheese sandwich is very guilty. Because I'm
Being
very
good.
hungry.
you know what? I was thinking
Look
like
at the
I was
way it
thinking
melts under pressure.
Oh my gosh! Oh my
Damn
gosh!
it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
And by the way,
yes,
this is our resident chef. By the way,
This
Which
one's
is
been
funny.
cooking.
When I went to jury duty, the fellow jurors told me I should have been a lawyer.
oh no! Wait, hey, no, I don't wish that for you. No, I was like,
I
you
don't wish
should go.
it for me either.
No. You're too sweet and too nice, and no, they would no. They would. What's it called?
Considering last session, we were slandering lawyers and saying that they're all scum.
Well, we do need lawyers because there's some crummy lawyers that will do bad stuff. And we need good lawyers that are principled, that will go against the, corporations and evil, greedy people and stuff. But I don't want that for Teal. They will plague your heart out and they will make your life miserable. So, yeah, I don't want that for you. But if you so desire, you can do so. Just, yeah. You would be good though. I mean, you have a way with words.
I'm happy enough making grilled cheese sandwiches.
My goodness, we do need grilled cheese sandwiches right now though. I was thinking of I don't know why I can never make a good grilled cheese sandwich, but there's a restaurant close to where I live. They have the best tomato bisque soup. And they sell like the most delicious sourdough grilled cheese sandwiches. So good. So I'm like, this weekend I think I'm gonna go and get some of that. Thanks for the reminder.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I have to try it at some point. I've seen it online. This combination of like making a grilled sandwich and using it as if it was plain bread for like tomato cream soup, and it looks very interesting. I've never eaten anything like that, so like I have to try it. I mean the combination.
Oh, Yukihime, you're missing out. I didn't grow up eating grilled cheese sandwiches because I'm Mexican, so I grew up eating quesadillas. That was like the equivalent. Grilled cheese sandwiches are quesadillas. But I think I really did like get a taste for them. I was probably in college. That's like when I first got around to eating a proper grilled cheese sandwich. I don't know if it was because I was starving then. I was really like broke in college, but it tasted like manna from heaven. It was food from it was like so good. I highly recommend it.
Sandwiches are great. I just didn't really eat a lot of like creamed soup because it's a thing with texture. I don't know. I don't really like that texture, but I will have to try this.
Are you talking like canned soup?
There is no canned soup. Let's get this out of the way.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just talking like instead of like.
She's a soup elitist.
No, I'm just not used
Shush,
to like
hold on,
instead of.
Hold on, ignore him, please continue. I'm like tinned soup or what was it? Canned soup?
No, canned soup. There is no canned soup. Okay, here. Okay, so no, I mean like most of the soup I eaten, all the vegetables are like chopped or full, but not like mashed like that. Like
okay.
that's not. It's not really common. I mean, it's like in trendy vegan restaurants or American restaurants there is, but like I am not a big fan of the texture. I
Okay.
would prefer my vegetables just chopped, and so I can bite them.
So I guess like creamed. I think that's what you meant, and I misheard. Yeah. Sorry, I heard tinned.
Canned.
So anyway. No. Yeah, canned soup is. I know there's a lot of people that eat them. I don't. Especially tomato soup because tomatoes already really acidic. So if you get it from a can, you have to like do like a little bit of like massaging so it doesn't taste metallic and sour.
That doesn't sound appetizing.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. So yeah, make it. It's delicious. It's delicious, especially if you just make sure. Well, in my preference is that has like the flavor of basil, like just pops through. It's such a good taste and flavor. Anyway, but we're not here to talk about grilled cheese sandwiches as much as you might want this to be a culinary read along. It's not. We're talking about Count of Monte Cristo. And we're talking about how dastardly evil. Okay, so here's the debate: is Villefort at this point in time evil, or is there some other attribute we can add on, or that would better describe him at this point?
Malefic.
Malefic.
Self-serve.
Yeah.
He's a gold digger. He was counting the money that he was going to get through his new wife's inheritance. Dude's a gold digger.
Exactly. He even said that I don't love her, but like I love her enough. It's all right. It's good.
Which surprised me because based on his affections in the previous chapter, I thought that he really was like head over heels in love for her, but no. We see that he esteems her, but he's not like passionately in love with her. I'm like, girl, you deserve better. What are you doing with this fool? Take your 50,000 crowns and your father's inheritance somewhere else. Bestow it upon a more worthy individual.
I think what he loves is that he's marrying into the Marquis family that's so close with the Bourbon, the royals, Louis the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the status.
Yep. So in this era, marriage usually came with stuff attached to it, right? Like we had dowries and all that stuff. So there was always that material consideration and at some levels of society, the social consideration. I guess I think you had more romantic weddings in the lower tiers of society, but especially when nobility and money was mixed in, it was more political. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Bookworm.
Yeah. I know more about like pre-revolution France, but I know that like so what he's been describing is he's part of the petty nobility. So the people who would make up the lawyers and doctors and like minor court officials that do all the work that makes France function, and he's marrying into the true nobility who, like prior to the revolution, spent all their time in Versailles partying.
So for our bookroom fans, he's a lay noble who's marrying into, what would you say, med noble or arch noble?
I mean, it sounds like they have at least the ear of the crown, so probably like a level above that. So
High med noble, maybe,
noble? Yeah,
or just the bottom tier of arch noble.
probably.
I don't know how the ranks work out in France, because I know for sure, like in England, the ranks were Marquis, Duke, Earl, Viscount, Baron, Knight. So that's from the top down. Marquis is pretty high up.
You know more than I do in that respect.
You gotta thank my romance reading.
Just below a duke.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I think because in this case, in this case, like the children of the kings, they were given like ducal titles or whatever. So yeah, dukes rank above the marquis. Still, that's pretty high up there. That's pretty darn high up there. So I would say that they're more like arch nobles. I mean, without talking about the minor consideration, but they're pretty much up there. So yeah.
As important as the nobility were in France.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No, I mean that's what I mean. There's a huge power disparity, in France between the king and the nobles that were immediately below him.
Yeah, he had like they called him the sun. So it was kind of like
Louis XIV was the Sun King.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they really, the king was way head above water, like way up there. So yeah, they're only his humble servants, I guess they consider themselves that. All right, so we have the unfortunate Edmond Dantès. We see this letter. He goes off thinking that everything's gonna be okay, but Villefort tells him, some people are gonna go into question you. Make sure that when they do, just say like you didn't see any letter. So no matter what, don't say anything about the letter. Do you promise? And Edmond says, I promise. Now Edmond, he is very, very young and stupid, but he's also young. And he wants to believe everybody's words. He takes everybody's words at face value, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad, I guess. My vocabulary just pretty bad. So he thinks that Villefort has his best interest at heart, so he believes him, and well, we'll see what happens. But all this time while we were reading, I was like, no, Edmond, darling, please don't. So he did. I don't know if he learned his lesson. I was like thinking, did you not learn your lesson? The first was, he made a promise, a vow. He swore to his captain that he was going to do this very, very shady thing, you guys. And he was like, well, he is my superior. I have to obey him no matter what. And he's also dying, so it was a deathbed promise. I had to do it. And that was already got him into trouble. Not content with that, he promises again something that's really vague. He doesn't even know what was on the letter, but he promises. He doesn't even ask questions. So anyway, he does it again. We'll see what happens next. But I don't know, you guys. The next chapter is called Chateau. That does not look like home. I don't see him in Mercedes's arms at all in this chapter and in this illustration. So we'll see. By the way,
I like Teal's comment here.
Yeah, I'm going to read them. Let me start with Fuji petals floating in the river. Welcome, welcome. When Tuch wove our threads together once again. Yes, welcome. Tio says, I don't know if Edmond learned his lesson. He should have learned his lesson. But it seems like he's about to go to the remedial school. Remedial school of hard knocks. Owie. Talk about, man. Yeah. How long till he completes the graduate program? How long is that? Well, don't answer. But we know. He's going to start from kindergarten. All right. What did he say he would do? Regarding the Villefort? Villefort said, like, yeah, just wait. Like, you're gonna be good to go. I believe you. But before I let you go, just kind of have to do like these things. Let people talk to you. Don't worry, it'll be okay. Just be sure to say that you thought, if they ask there was no letter, don't bring up the letter. Swear to me that there was no letter. Look, I have burnt this letter. Don't tell anybody about it or who it was going to. And then you'll be free to go later. So Dantès left, and now we are all afraid for Edmond.
He is waiting for his carriage.
Oh,
he
yeah.
thinks he's going to take him home.
Yeah. The 2002 adaptation, they did such a good job with that part. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, it's like getting on his carriage. Yep. Okay, so anything else about this chapter that you guys want to point out?
I got nothing.
I think Renee is going to be very disappointed. That
I think Mercedes is going to be very disappointed.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, she's gonna be more than a little disappointed. Didn't she say that if anything happened to Dante, if he died, that she was going to kill herself too? Well, incoming death of a poor young sweet woman, because she said that she would die if he died, so we are going to expect her to die. She has to die.
You're laying it on a little thick here, Magpie.
She's going to die, you guys. She said it, and I believe her, you guys. I believe her.
Well, Danglars said, women say these things, but never do.
Why is Danglars so knowledgeable of human nature? All right.
Because as a psychopath, he kind of knows from observation.
Because Danglars is a student of the people.
I love it. So anyway, you guys, I hope you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, that was a very sad chapter. Well, it made me anxious. Also, thank you to Tio, who picked up halfway through, because my headset just died. I heard utter silence, and I saw that you guys were still reading, and I was like, no way.
We are so professional that our headsets just die midstream.
Oh, shush.
Hey, we also started the stream with mic questions.
That's true. Oh, I'm happy to say, Yay, that there was no point in time where your audio got all messed up. So, number one was good. Yay. Okay. So, you guys, today we had Yay 82 reading Gerard de Villefort, that villain. Yukihime read the commissary. How do you say this? Commissary. Commissary. All right. Yukihime read
Yeah, in the
commissary.
military, the commissary is kind of a grocery store, but in this context, it's kind of a guard/cop.
Hey, commissario.
As always, when the English steal words from French, they screw up their meaning.
Hey, English is a better language. It doesn't confuse me as much.
Let's leave this debate for after hours. Teal read Monsieur Pierre Morel, and Patrick read Edmond Dantès, The Unfortunate Soul. Poor unfortunate souls. And as always, Teal did the highlights for this chapter. Thank you so much. Couldn't read without them. Yeah, I think we're good. Fuji Petals says, may Juggery separate the stream from its viewers. Wait, I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that doesn't. That sounds more final than it probably should.
That sounds like a curse. No.
I think he's trying to say goodbye just in a bad way.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
How about may Dragarner weave our threads together again?
Yes.
That works better.
Yes. I like that better. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We are off to do a watch party right now. If you want to join us, hop on over to the server. Join me on Chattering Magpie. Become a member at the Noble tier, and you have access to all our events. All right, we will see you Wednesday. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Barring any other incidents popping up and causing us to postpone again.
Yeah, hopefully that won't happen. It was just crazy weeks. All right, everybody, thank you. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, gang.
So long, farewell, and thanks for the fish.
Bye bye.
Bye, gang.